I used to have like white sneakers, and after a while, I think that I should have hobbies, rather than like cleaning my white shoes.
Remember that white sweatshirt you had at work and then you like
Yeah.
spilled coffee on it?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Do you also feel like curiosity is something that you're born with? Or do you think that it's something that you cultivate with experiences around you?
People tend to like regret over like the choices that we don't make. But there's like no point like meditating over like spilled milk.
True.
So
like you think of life as a tree, right? Like if
exactly.
you pick one branch, then you can't go to the other branch. Well, you could, but then like
you can't.
You can't reverse. You can't reverse what you've done already.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey guys, welcome back to ItsKayToBeKaren, and today you have me, Karen, and we have another special guest, and his name is Khoa. Khoa is a recent graduate of computer science at the US. And before I say anything else, I'll let him introduce himself.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Khoa. I am a fresh graduate from the University of Saskatchewan, majoring in computer science.
Yes!
Happy to be here.
Yes! Now, I do think I know Khoa well enough, but for people who don't know Khoa well enough, or also known as MK, we are going to do a rapid fire. Okay, so gotcha. Rapid fire is like, I ask you a question that has two options and you have to think super quickly, or it doesn't have to be a question of two options and you can ask me whatever.
All right,
okay.
Gotcha.
First question. If you didn't study computer science, what would you have studied instead?
I think I would have studied either engineering design, also like a very cool field that I have just like learned a while back in like a hackathon. So my rapid fire question. So what's your favorite color?
Favorite color is blue, but I have a lot of clothing in orange. So I like cold tones more. So like blue, purple, green, like dark green. But I have clothes with a lot of warmer tones because I was told that I look better with warmer tones. What is your favorite building at the U of S?
My favorite building in the US office has to be the St. Thomas More building. I am particularly in love with the library. My second question is, say, if you could have chosen to pick a third major in your degree, what would it be?
I think I would do, I think photography. Like I think like something to do with photography. Yeah, like I don't think that's a major, but like
it can be a major.
I guess it could be a major, but I think that'd be something I'd be super into. Okay, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is black. I know black is not a color, it's
black?
a shade. I'm sorry.
Out of all the colors you picked black?
I'm sorry, I'm wearing black. I would say black because like black is just like really easy for you to like mix up your wardrobe kind of stuff like that. And also I am a pretty lazy guy.
I don't believe you.
And if it's black,
lie.
it's harder to stain, and I don't want to hand wash my white stuff. All right, so my question for you. Yes. So what would be your comfort drink?
Good question. So recently I've been learning how to make whipped coffee at home. So recipe, very simple recipe. I'm sure people already know about this, but I didn't. So if you take coffee beans and you take sugar and you take a little bit of water and you whip it up, so it's going to turn into like a foamy coffee paste, which is like light brownish. And you put like, take your cup, fill it with milk, and then put this coffee paste in your milk and then stir it up. And that's my favorite drink. What is your most favorite flower?
I don't think I have a favorite flower. Oh well, but then I've like off the top of my head, probably like lavender or something. Not because like
lavender lilies.
Lavender lilies. Is that a thing?
You look like a sunflower person to me.
I look like a sunflower person.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, if you were to pick up 3 hobbies, new hobbies, what would they be? Yes.
Okay, off the top of my head.
Yes.
Actually, I'm trying this now, like picking up like a ukulele. Next, I would like to try rowing. I've been having this on my mind for a while.
That's so interesting. Have you been to lakes in Saskatchewan?
Well, there's literally like a rowing club by the river.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I know, right? It's awesome.
Fancy. Okay.
So rowing.
Yes.
And the third one would be maybe horse riding, but I don't have any horse. But that would be like on Blackburn. Yeah.
We're gonna get into our discussions. My first question that I actually have is, because when you moved to Saskatoon, did you ever like bump into something that surprised you?
I wouldn't say so. actually, like in my first year, I actually lived in like Ontario in like a small town called Peterborough. So I kind of had like a little bit like my way around Canada a little bit. Obviously, like, Peterborough kind of like smaller than Saskatoon. Um, I did like visit like some other country before when I was like living in Vietnam. It's like I went to Japan, went to like America for a bit.
Okay, well, another question for you. So I know that you're always into curiosity and you're always into like philosophical stuff. Is there a reason that you became that way? And do you think it's because of the earlier experiences you've had in life?
I wouldn't say it's like, I wouldn't say it if I have to put my reason to why I am the way I am. I wouldn't put it as like a moment like epiphany. That's like if somebody just like wake up and realize, oh, I'm curious.
Right.
Put that on my LinkedIn profile. I think it's more like a process. It's just like something that I kind of tend to do a lot when I grow up. So I grow up, so I have from like a Catholic background with my dad. We like Catholic. And when I like, going to like religious texts, I would like, yeah, why is it said the way it is? Especially if you go to like Sunday school.
Yeah.
You have like questions, I had to do questions, they would answer it using like religious context. And I would like, go to school and they would teach me some other stuff. And I was like, okay, so what's the right answer here, right? And then it's just like developed like to me like become a habit, and it's like everything I do. Like I remember like one of the story, it's like giving my friend a ride. So we'd ride like scooter in Vietnam.
Yeah.
So went by a place.
Oh, is that like your main mode of transportation?
Yeah, by scooter. Yeah.
That's so cool.
But yeah, it's
I've
awesome.
never seen someone on a scooter before.
No, it's pretty neat. Yeah, very convenient.
Okay.
But yeah, so like we were riding, and we went by like a place which is kind of like a stadium but like smaller, and it's named Women's Cultural Center. And I just started for myself like, why would they name it that way, right?
Yeah.
Say here, like if you're like a Habs fan, like a Canadian, Montreal Canadiens fan, you know like what's the stadium name is, right? The Bell Stadium. And like you don't hear the name stadiums or like places after like the sponsor. But like I don't think women actually sponsored the place to be named that way, because there's also other places in Vietnam that's kind of like serve a similar purpose, but it's called like children's like culture or like community center, kind of stuff like that. I was like asking to myself, so like why did they name it that way? It's like interesting. Like, what do you think about it? And I just like think it's like pretty neat. Like they do that, like it's not like because like anyone's about the name.
That's a good point. Do you also feel like curiosity is something that you're born with? Or do you think that it's something that you cultivate with experiences around you?
I think it depends a lot. Like some people, I would say they have that innate curiosity with them. But like some people are like being put. I do think like being put in the right environment really helps with that. Some I would say I do have like a analogy for it. I call it the honey roasted broccoli analogy. So basically,
is that an actual thing?
No, I just made it up.
Okay.
So basically, like kids,
it's a Khoa's analogy.
Yes, a chronology.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
A chronology.
You should make a book about it.
Yes, chronologies.
Made by Khoa.
Yeah, exactly. You know that like Phil and like Family Guy is a book called Philosophy.
Yes.
It's kind of this. I just like see the resemblance, but yes. But yeah. So basically, like kids, they hate broccolis, right?
Yes.
So then,
do you hate broccoli?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But then, like mostly because of like the taste, right? And like, like most like when you like grow kids up and say, no, you should just eat it. It's good for you. Like we don't usually just ask them also like, why don't you like it? I was like, because of the taste, like the texture, and if you're like good at cooking, you can like get away with it. Like like dip your broccoli in like honey. If you don't like the taste, it makes it a little bit sweeter, and then you just like roast it.
Yes.
See, then like going from being curious about something like why, and not just like about things, but also like why people behave or feel a certain way. And after you learn about the things, learn about the people, you implement the ways, to make things better for, people. And yeah, so I think like being put in the right environment, and especially when you do that, you bring that curiosity to the people around you, right?
Yeah.
You foster them to like engage in like the the process of questioning things. It's good for them. So like say, yeah, you do that to your kids, like the roasted broccoli chronology.
Yeah.
And now your kids like go up, yeah. I remember when I was younger, I didn't like broccoli. But then like my parents, they asked me like why I didn't like it. And then, we figure something out together.
True.
And you bring it along with you as you grow up. Like a good environment is like very fundamental to fostering these kind of, values.
That's a good point. Curiosity also reminds me. So you're a software developer. Well, you've been a software developer for what now? 2 years, I feel.
Hey.
So speaking of that, like, what do you think drew you into the technological like field?
For me, like, so my parents, they both are accountants. My sister is also an accountant. There seems to be like a family trait in here. And you can say like I was a little bit rebellious and I don't want to follow the family tradition. So it's more so that I took like economics when I was younger because my dad has like, a bunch of books and I read through them and it's like, okay, this is like interesting because like a lot of them were like math. But then you kind of like realize that, well, economics are like written in like scientific language, but the most part is like written is being driven by social relations. And for me, I prefer something a bit more logical that I can predict. And technology is something that quench my intellectual curiosity. A lot of like hard problems out there, but at the same time, it is something that I feel controllable. That I want to work with it, I can implement stuff as long as I have the knowledge provided, as long as I have the resource provided. And it's just like very easy to access. When I grew up, didn't have the internet. It's just like head into technology. I think if it's not like software engineering, I would still like be into like engineering. Engineering, when whatnot.
But did you ever like taken a finance or a accountancy class before?
Accountancy class?
Yeah.
I didn't take any of
Never.
that.
Okay. Because I was curious if you took it and then you hated it.
You know what? I had like a friend who who took like it was like Edwards for like a year.
Oh, okay.
And then afterwards he said like, yeah, I don't like this, and he just like moved to like computer engineering.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would like follow in the same footsteps with him if I had started in like finance or whatnot.
Yeah.
But I would say like it's kind of tough, People tend to like regret over like the choices that we don't make. But there's like no point like meditating over like spilled milk.
True.
So
I like the way you put that though. Yeah. Do you ever regret anything that you've like done in life? Like any life decisions that you've made?
Not quite.
Okay.
I wouldn't. Well, things happen for a reason, right?
True. Yeah.
It's for me. It's always feel like if I start like thinking about what could have been, it's like moving like a goalpost.
True.
So like if like what could have been if I was in engineering, but then like don't you need like a set of like other premises for that to happen? And the reason I didn't get into engineering is that I find doing like software engineering more accessible, right? And if I was engineering, then I must have had access to the machinery when I was younger. And in order to get access to the machinery, I may have a different set of parents. But then I don't want that. I love my parents.
Yeah.
It's like you think about what could have been, it's like moving the goalpost back.
Like different driving factors, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Like every decision that you make, like you think of life as a tree, right? Like if you pick one branch, then you can't go to the other branch. Well, you could, but then like
you can't
reverse. Yeah, you can't reverse what you've done already.
Yeah, exactly. I like to think about it that way. And also like I do find it's like a funny human nature that like when you think about the past, we always think about like what could have been, not like what may have been. It's always like my friends like past relationship, you got like a heartbroken, like a breakout. They were like, oh man, if we were still together, we'd still like be happy.
Yeah.
Like house, kids, and dogs. And then it's like, well, that can happen, but it also can happen that you guys get divorced in your 30s.
Yeah.
And they took the house, the kids,
yeah,
and the dogs. Like, no, not the dogs. See, like,
True. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I get your point though. That makes sense. Yeah. Because you've been a software developer now. My question would be, I already know this, but maybe for the audience. What does your day-to-day look like as a software developer?
When I was in university, or was when I was like doing my internship.
Maybe when you're an internship, right? Because that was like your full time.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that.
Okay, so day to day, walking down the memory lane right now.
Yeah, like a year.
Accessing the correct memory.
Correct folder. It's like all in different folders.
But yes, I'd say like the beginning of the day, I should just like go for like administrative stuff, like going through my emails at first, manage my meetings, like see what I'm gonna do. Mostly, I would like plan what I'm gonna do tomorrow at the end of the day.
Okay.
So that's like happened yesterday.
Yeah.
And we usually like, have start up in the morning. So I try to match that. And I tend to like go into work like early because I find that like I work more productive in the morning.
Me too.
Yeah.
Less people, less chaos, more focus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. And I feel like the afternoon, like when you have like the afternoon crash a little bit, it's better if you do like more reviewing work.
Yes.
So like most of the learning and most of the implementing, I would work in the morning, and then we have the stand up, which is like pretty close to noon. We're talk through like stuff that we did, plenty blockers and stuff like that. But yeah, so those like quite a bit of like meetings. I would say like communication is like key to work. Like it's like I do know like I have like a habit, working in the morning trying to get things done on my own. But also I think that's like served my job in like a certain ways that I get to do like a lot of things beforehand, and then when people come in, they do more collaborative work.
Also, question, being in that like field for some time now, apart from communication, what do you think are 3 other things that are necessary for a software developer in today's age?
I think I can quite like, I don't know if I can name 3 exact things, but like off the top of my head, like be curious. There's like engineering, the way like software engineering, the way it is, we have a lot of different methodologies, and say we do like Scrum, right? But then it's like if you do like rocket science, we do like waterfall. And there's like reason like we do things a certain way, right? And for me, like when I approach this kind of like methodology, I would always try and like understand, like putting myself into like, okay, so why are we doing this? And you keep asking the question why. You get like a more profound understanding of why things are the way they are. And say in the future you work on a different project, you say maybe we should do things a little bit differently, because knowledge is only like a problem of induction. Oh god. Is that where we tend to base like the things that we know based on past accumulations of like success, right? Like we know that it worked before, but it worked before within the context of its time, like when it worked, not in the future, and we don't know that. We have to test things out. So don't be afraid to be curious, like to challenge the norms, I'd say. Try to make when you go into that mindset, well, not in like a disrespectful way, but in like a way of like trying to learn it first. I think it's like important is that it's like a thing in like philosophy that you, in order to like make a Stillman argument, you need to be able to have a charitable reading of the things that you are arguing against. In a way, it's kind of like if I am arguing against you, I should be able to understand your point of view in its strongest light. And only then you can make a strong rebuttal to it.
True.
And it's the same in like software engineering. If you want to challenge something, you want to see like, well, I don't think this should be the way going forward, then you should know the why. Like why it worked before and why it's not going to work in the future. So I'd say do have that mindset and don't be afraid to do so. The people, and I do know that it's kind of tough when it comes to like, talking to people. But if you frame yourself as from a point of a learner, I think it can reduce a bit of like friction in comes like conflict. But yeah, so don't. It's like currently like Discord and like tech, everyone's like AI and stuff, whatnot. It's like a lot of people are saying different things, right?
Yeah.
And it's more important now than ever that I think you should have the critical thinking to discern for yourself what is like the truth.
I also think it's very hard to say like what would be the future of software development, right? Because we're all in this space together. It's not like we can foresee what's about to come, right? Like you can only make decisions based off what's been given to you or what you currently know as of now.
Yes, exactly.
Speaking of that, like when you first started your internship and when you finished your internship and only your internship, not like anything after, do you feel like you've turned into a different person? And if yes, how do you think you've become into a different person? And by person, it could be like you could look at different factors, right? You could look at your social factor, technological skills factor, whatever.
I would say that after my internship, I became like a much more outgoing person.
Is that a good thing?
It's a very good thing, I'd say. I think I always have this like inmates like just like go out there and talk to people, like meet new people, try new things. Before my internship, I didn't kind of have that. Because I grew up like in Vietnam and our culture is a little bit more, high context, as in there are certain rules you should follow in certain places. And I just I couldn't tell if I should be like doing something or not, But then like after my internship, and being around people who are so amazing, so technically brilliant, but they are also like super generous with their time, mentoring me. I feel like I have a support system that can not only make me a better developer, but a better person. In that, if you just follow who you are, let your values, your curiosity lead, then good things come.
True.
And agree. Also I'm saying this with a bit of like survivorship bias. So it's always like, I'm kind of like over the cliff, and I'm not saying to the audience. So you guys may have like different experience. So I don't want to come across like being like preachy or like giving like generic advice. But I do think that if you do the things that you love and you meet like the right people, and I consider myself lucky in this sense, I think you can grow a lot in terms of being a better person.
True, I agree. Looking at your journey so far, if you were to define what growth means to you, how would you define growth?
For me, growth means that I am able to be intellectually challenged. The world obviously sometimes it's gonna repeat itself. It's not. I don't know. We don't live in a dream. I do wish that we live in a dream. What does happen?
Ideal world.
Ideal world peace. Is there anything that I can do to like automate it, like make it better? It's like bring like a bit of like novelty in it, and and while like doing this, I can do like a little bit of research. Like okay, so why is it the way that it is? Like why are we still doing this like in a manual way? Is there any like physical constraint that we cannot like migrate this like a certain form of like technology? And I do think like being able to have this agency to work at a job that allows you to be experimental in the way it works brings a different kind of challenge. Not the challenge, not just like here's like a math problem, solve the math problem, but you're also like solving the problem in how that math problem comes to be. And that for me brings a different kind of growth. It's just not growth like doing one thing again and again, but growth in challenging how the norm is conducted and challenging it to make it better, just not to like fulfill some egoistical dream. But so for me growth is like something that like can challenge me like intellectually, like in different ways. And it also means that it helps me become like a better person. Because like being like in university, like you work on group project, like it's gonna last like what at most a term. That's it.
True.
Like but then at work you're gonna meet like people a lot of time, and sometimes you're gonna have to learn to like conflict with them. It gets heated a lot. Like people. And so I'm not saying this like it's like it's a thing, right? It gets heated because like we all want to like get our job done. We are all people who are like very driven, we're like very in love with like the things that we do, and sometimes we get like blindsided by that, And like being in university, we don't have like a lot of like exposure to each other. It's like as most a term, they see you, bye, ciao, goodbye. But like here, like, you have to work it through, and you realize that, oh, there is certain aspect of software engineering. It's just like not dealing like a project, but also like being able to work with other people as well.
Yeah.
And that's also like a different type of challenge in terms of like social relations, and it's also help you grow. Whereas just like when you see yourself in the mirror, like losing your temper, and then you're just thinking about, was it kind of worth it, was it kind of worth it? And then you realize that there's growth in that. But then not just like growth in yourself, but also like in the relationship that you have with that person, like I couldn't like put myself in your shoes, and I'm sorry about that. And I hope, and we do our resolution together, and it helps you grow not just yourself, but a relationship.
True. I do want to say I really liked all of the points that you said, and like sometimes people would define growth in a very like linear and a very like simplistic way, but I like how you thought about it from a more larger perspective and a larger picture. Considering our podcast is also a platform, if you had to say anything to the audience, and this is your chance to say anything that you want, what would you say to the audience, and what would you want to express?
I would say,
your last words of the podcast.
Don't listen to whatever I had to say. I mean, like, come on. Well, I do want to acknowledge that, where, coming from someone who has like survivorship bias, is that even a thing? See, I'm now like being performative. It's kind of hard to gauge if there's like any pinch of salt that you can take out of this. But so don't listen to advice. Listen to yourself, and which is also an advice. And I'm not maybe a advocate. I think the world is like changing in like unforeseeable way, and it's kind of tough to like navigate like your life through all of these uncertainty. So if anything I have to say to the audience, I would say that I hope whatever you're going through, it's gonna get better. It's if it's not okay, it's not the end.
That was very deep.
It's not that deep. I can't think of something.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry,
I tried. I'm going to tell everybody, I tried to show the serious part of Khoa, and I think people have seen a little bit of the serious and bubbly.
Serious and.
Okay, now I'm going to say thank you for coming to the podcast.
Yes, my pleasure.
I feel like I've learned so much about Khoa, and thank you for sharing a lot of your wisdom, a lot of your knowledge with us here in the podcast. I have a gift card for you, and this is from Rayla Cafe, which is very close to your house.
Thank you.
One is basically from our sponsors, so they wanted to give it to every single guest, and they do massage therapy. So if your mom ever comes to Saskatoon, and if she wants a massage therapy, she should go there. And so do you. I think you should also go and get massage therapy if you wanted to.
I can use a massage. My neck have been killing me.
So I need to say thank you, Khoa, for being a part of this podcast, for sharing so much, for sharing all of your wisdom and being very philosophical in this podcast, and for making time on a Sunday because it's a weekend, and I know some people don't like doing podcasts on a weekend, so thank you. Before I say anything else, do you want to say anything to the audience?
Goodbye, Saskatoon. May you have a good and lovely weekend.
Yes, love that. Okay, with that being said, I'm just going to say to the audience, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave it in the comment section below, and Khoa and I will help to co-reply, and we'll be amazing commenters, and you all really need to like write down your critiques and improvement feedback, so do that. And with that being said, we're going to say bye.
Goodbye.